Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. Thanks for clicking on this video. So today I am doing a what books series, I guess. You should definitely read, other than the books that are blowing up on TikTok right now. That seriously, these books don't get mentioned. I feel like they should be mentioned. So if you want to know which books I recommend, well, which book series that I recommend for you guys to read, then just keep watching with the video. I have a few back here for all of you. So I want to start with the Grace and Fury book series by Tracy Banghart, and then there is a second one, Queen of Ruin. So this is, I want to say post-apocalyptic, but I feel like it's not. It's set in like a different world where like women don't have like a lot of choices or like, you know, things they can do. And they're like kind of like, you know, like back in the olden time kind of things. And here, let me read the first, where is it? The synopsis for the first book. It says, Serena Tesoro has been groomed her whole life to become a Grace, someone to stand by the heir to the throne as a shining, subjugated example of the perfect woman. It's her chance to secure a better life for her family and to keep her headstrong and rebellious younger sister Nomi out of trouble. When Nomi catches the heir's eye instead, Serena is the one who takes the fall for the dangerous secret her sister has been hiding. Trapped in a life she never wanted, Nomi has only one option: surrender to her role as a Grace until she can use her position to save Serena, but this is easier said than done. A traitor walks the halls of the palazzo, and deception lurks in every corner. Meanwhile, Serena is running out of time, imprisoned on an island where she must fight to the death to survive, surrounded by a woman stronger than she is. One wrong move could cost her everything. There is no room for weakness on Mount Ruin, especially weaknesses of the heart. So that's the first book. I'm not going to read the synopsis for the second book, just in case you want to read it. So it's like two sisters, two different lives, and it's pretty interesting. So that's the first book series I recommend. Oh, my hair's tickling my face. So the second book series I recommend is, oh yeah, the first book series is by Tracy Banghart. This is the second book series, Curse of Shadow and Thorns by L.J. Andrew. This is like a fantasy book. There's like fae, so if you are a fan of The Court of Thorns and Roses, you will definitely like this. I prefer this book over Aquatar. And this is by L.J. Andrews. So yeah, there's like Vikings, there's fae, there's magic, and there's all of that. So, and then the next two books in the series is Court of Ice and Ash, which is the second book. And then the third book is Crown of Blood and Ruin. And let me read the synopsis for the first book, but not for the next two, because just in case, like I said, you want to read the book. So this one is, ever since her people stole the crown from the fake king, Elise, the irrelevant niece of the new king, would rather sneak into gambling halls with the servants than attend the galas demanded by her status. But soon her uncle forces her into negotiations for a marriage. If she refuses, her deathly ill father will pay the price. Trapped by her sense of duty, Elise works with Legion Grey, the handsome and mysterious dowry negotiator. But Legion holds more than her future in his hands. He incites her anger and her passion. Does he feel the same inescapable forbidden desire? When the coup appends the kingdom, Elise is marked as a traitor. She flees with Legion only to discover he holds more secrets than anyone. Unknowingly, Elise sets in motion Legion's beastly curse. To break the curse and restore his memories, Elise will unravel the secrets of Legion's vicious past, but is he worth her heart and her life? Like I said, very interesting. Definitely should read it. I actually discovered this book series through TikTok. Just more like the author was promoting the book, and I was like, you know what, let me read it. So yeah, and it was really good. I definitely, there's like more books in the series. I only have these three because these three are talking about the first two main characters, and then in the next three there's like two more main characters, and then in like last three books there's like two other different main characters. So this is the first two, which are Elise and Legion. So next, I actually read this back in high school. And to this day, I am a huge fan of this book series. I definitely wish I could reread one book for the first time again. I feel like it would be this series. My friend back in high school, she was super into books and she always had the best recommendations for books. So these are my books. This is by Veronica Rossi. The first book is called Under the Never Sky. It looks like that. Ooh, there's no synopsis. Hold on. There's no synopsis for this one on the back of the book. It just says, in a world of danger and unlikely alliance, breathtaking adventure and for an unforgettable romance. So yeah, my friend, like I said, my friend recommended. She always had the best taste in books. She's also the reason why I read another series in this recommended, and then also the, what's it called? The Mortal Instruments book series, because she told me that I should read it, and of course, I trusted her back in high school because we were both into books. And like, I never knew what to read because my first language is French. So I only knew books that I could read in French, but I wanted to read like more English books, so she always had the best recommendations. So the second book is Through the Ever Night. And this is Into the Still Blue. So pretty much it's like a sci-fi book. It's post-apocalyptic, where these people, like Arya, the main character, lives, and like there's like two different point of views. There's like Perry, the main male character, and Arya, the main female character. And Arya and her people live in like these pods, and they're the ones who like went to like, I guess they must have been like rich because they went to those pods before the world fell. And then Perry, who lives like outside the pods and grew up there, and like it's really interesting. I want to say more, but I feel like if I say more, I'll give away too much. So please read it. You're gonna love it, I promise. Okay, my next series, I just recently started reading this because I feel like if you watched one of my book hauls, you know why. So it's by Victoria Aveyard. I think that's how you say her last name. It's the author who wrote Red Queen. This is the first book of the series, called Realmbreaker, and then the second book of the series is called Blade Breaker, and it's quite a wonderful, interesting book. So the synopsis for this one is, save the world or end it. A strange darkness is growing in the ward. Even Coraine and Anne Amarat can feel it, tucked away in her small town at the edge of the sea. Fate knocks on her door in the form of a mythical immortal and a lethal assassin, who tell Coraine that she is the last of an ancient lineage, with the power to save the world from destruction, because a man who would burn kingdoms to the ground is raising an army unlike any seen before, bent on uprooting the foundations of the world. With poison in his heart and a stolen sword in his hand, he'll break the realm itself to claim it, and only Coraine can stop. Alongside an unlikely group of reluctant allies, Coraine finds herself on a desperate journey to complete an impossible task, with untold magic singing in her blood and the fate of the world on her shoulders. It's really interesting because it's like, so there's like, what, 7 companions, and out of those 7 companions, I think like 5 of them have like a point of view, like their point of view, and they see it and like just goes along the story, and they go on this like off amazing adventure. Like everyone has asked me what this book is about because they saw me reading it, and I was like, it's pretty much this girl who like, she knows who her parents are and like who her, like she grew up with her mom, and like her mom's a pirate, but she knows who her dad is. But I don't want to keep going to, like I said, I don't want to spoil anything just in case you guys want to read it. So yeah, this is the book series, if you want to read it. Okay, next. So, like I mentioned before, another series one of my friends from high school recommended me to read, and it's the Fallen series. I know there's another book in the series, but I don't want to read it just because it's not these characters in it. You know, it's probably going to be a good story, and this is by Lauren Kate. So on the back it says, there's something achingly familiar about Daniel Grigori. Mysterious and aloof, he captures Luce Price's attention from the moment she sees him on her first day at Sword and Cross boarding school in Savannah. He's the one bright spot in this place where cell phones are forbidden. The other students are screw-ups and security cameras watch every move. Except Daniel wants nothing to do with Luce. He goes out of his way to make up the very clear. She can't let it go. Drawn to him like a moth to a flame, Luce has to find out what Daniel is so desperate to keep secret, even if it kills her. Dangerously exciting and darkly romantic, follows the page-turning thriller into the ultimate love story. So that's the first book. The second book is called Torment. The third book is called Passion. And the fifth book in the series is called Rapture. I love the book covers. They're so pretty. They're so pretty. This is the fifth book series that I recommend. Okay. It's my last two. So there's a bookmark in this one because I told my mom she has to read it because I feel like she would have liked this book. So my mom has a bookmark in here for now. This is called Omens by Kelly Armstrong. I love this book in the way that it's like a fantasy, but it takes place in like modern day, like in our world kind of modern day. It takes place in Chicago, and there's like fantasy aspects and mythology aspects because there's like Welsh mythology and like Irish mythology aspects into this book. I am of Irish descent, so I like absolutely adore just reading stories that I grew up hearing when I was a kid. It's very close to like the story. Like this is so close. Like I feel like people like romanticize fairies, but in Irish mythology they're not like these nice cutesy little creatures that you can trust. They're very untrustworthy and they will lead you astray. And in this book I love how it's like that. And what else should I say? There's also like mystery aspects because they're trying to solve a crime. So there's like mystery aspects to this too. Is this let me read the back. Olivia Taylor-Jones at 24 has the perfect life, the only daughter of a wealthy Chicago family. She has an Ivy League education, pursues good works, and is about to marry a handsome tech firm CEO with political ambitions. But then she finds out she's adopted. Her real parents, Todd and Pamela Larson, notorious serial killers, each still serving a life sentence and still protesting their innocence. As the media swarm, Olivia runs away and hides in the small town of Kanesville, Illinois, an old, oddly cloistered community. There she starts to investigate the truth about her birth parents' crimes and finds herself forced to draw on abilities she's kept hidden since childhood. These gifts make her both a valuable addition to Kanesville and deeply vulnerable to unknown enemies. There are powers lurking in the shadows that have their own plans for the child of the Larsons. Like I said, a little bit of mystery aspect. This book is so beat up. The book is so beat up. But pretty much, I read this the first time when I went to Cuba with a friend of mine, like years ago, and then I wanted to read because like it's so hard to get the rest of these books. Like if you want to read the story, I'm just letting you know it's gonna be kind of hard to get these books and find them because I got them all off of Indigo, but one time they like didn't ship the right book, so to return it, then get it again. So yeah, I had to reread it because I forgot what happened, but it was really good. Again, the second time it was amazing. So that's the first book in the book series. The second book is called Visions. The third book is called Deceptions. The fourth book is called Betrayals. And the fifth book is called Rituals. I love this book cover. Look how pretty it is. It's so beautiful. Lastly, the last book in my recommendations I guess for now, because I feel like later on there'll be more books that I want to recommend, and so I'll make another video another time someday, hopefully, of other books that I want to recommend. So this is my last book series for now. I don't know why I put these books in the wrong order on my bookshelf though. It's called Obsidian by Jennifer L. Armentrout. That's the first book in the book series. This is more leaning on the sci-fi like the other book. There's aliens in it. It's pretty interesting. I absolutely adore it. I don't remember how I discovered this book. Oh right, I was playing some weird episodes, you know, the app episodes. They had this story on the like app, and I'm like, I might as well just read the book because I was playing the game, but sometimes you have to like pay for it. So I was like, I might as well just read the book instead. So I got the book. That's it. So pretty much the synopsis for this one, it says, starting over sucks. When we moved to West Virginia right before my senior year, I'd pretty much resigned myself to thick accents, dodgy internet access, and a whole lot of boring. Until I spotted my hot neighbor with his looming height and eerie green eyes. Things were looking up, and then he opened his mouth. Damon is infuriating, arrogant, stab-worthy. We do not get along at all. But when a stranger attacks me and Damon literally freezes time with a wave of his hand, well, something unexpected happens. The hot alien living next door marks me. You heard me, alien. Turns out Damon and his sister have a galaxy of enemies wanting to steal their abilities, and Damon's touch has me lit up like the Vegas Strip. The only way I'm getting out of this alive is by sticking close to Damon until my alien mojo fades. If I don't kill him first, that is. That's the first book, and then Onyx is the second book. I may or may not buy the books based off how pretty they are. That sounds so bad. Opal. Fourth book is Origin. And the last book is Opposition. There's also like novellas for this series that you can read, and like the main story. I feel like I'm so picky. Like I want to read the main story, but sometimes like I'll go and read the novellas, and then I don't like the novellas as much as I like the main series. So yeah, that's all. for my video today. If you liked my video, give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and to those who have subscribed, thank you. You guys are amazing. Thanks for supporting my channel, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in next week. Bye!
You